There we go. Third time to hit the fucker soft. Friday evening, everybody. The sun's going down. Uh, Busy watching baseball in the background, but I'm not going to talk baseball. In fact, I'm not even going to talk sports on this one. Even though I have a right to. The Cavs are playing tomorrow night to start their season. Redskins have a bye week. This is an NBA lockout. Uh, See, the interesting part last night, or tried to anyway. Well, congratulations to the Tigers for getting to the ALCS. Oh, well, them and Texas. Thank you very much. I got it right. So I figured I'd get all the sports stuff out of the way, because this is a video that's not going to be about sports. This is about something else. Everybody's followed this all week long. So I'll start with the simple one first, which is that you no longer, after what, 20 some odd years, no longer going to hear, "Are you ready for the football?" You're not going to hear it anymore. And it's all because Hank Williams Jr. went on Fox and Friends and Fox News Monday morning, and they remarked about how Barack Obama and John Boehner, the Speaker of the House, were out on the golf course together. So one of these douches at Fox News decided to ask, they wanted the one Hank Jr.'s take on it. And he said basically this is like trying to pair Hitler and Benjamin Netanyahu. I can't pronounce the guy's name, the Prime Minister of Israel. So this is like trying to get Hitler and the Israeli Prime Minister on a golf course together. So they're the enemy. It's the simple fact he said Hitler that just set everybody off. Now, I need to do full disclosure here. I would gladly pay money to go see Hank Jr. in concert. I would do it in a heartbeat. Because basically, A, I like the guy's music. B, this is a guy who just does not give a flying fucking hell what people think about him. You think I'm kidding? Go find the CMT Outlaws concert a couple of years ago. Right at the very end of it, he just drops trowel. Sat in front of the TV camera. He just dropped trowel. He didn't give a fuck. And that in itself should be applauded, that you don't give a shit what people think. But right after that is where ESPN said, okay, we're going to yank the opening here. So you're not going to hear if it's in football. Well, yesterday, ESPN came to the decision and said, we're not going to do it anymore. No more running. So now the argument is who gets to take credit or blame for this. I said, look, everybody knew what Hank Jr.'s political bet was about 3 years ago. We showed up at a political rally in Hampton, Virginia. It was a McCain campaign rally. This is like October of 2008. It's like weeks before the election. And he showed up. I mean, it's great he showed up in the Clinton Portis Redskins jersey, which I don't have a problem with that. But it was just he showed up you show up at a McCain rally. That kind of gives you the hint of what his political bent is. Ted Nugent, that could go on. Listen, I love their guys. I love these guys. Ted Nugent, Hank Jr. Listen, I love the music. Political bent I can do without. So this is not a secret to people. It's not. So, but still, I think it was like, but still, it's the reference to saying you want to get Hitler in this. That kind of did him in, and I think even he realized that people would take that the wrong way. So again, as I said, nobody wants to take credit or blame for this. Everybody's putting their own spin to it. Unfortunately, it's just a case of seeing ESPN engage in political correctness run amok. Not that I even watched the game Monday night. I didn't care about it. I didn't even know this shit went down until my brother calls me. Then I saw the video of this thing the other day. And that's when I realized, most people are fucked up, man. But that would seem just, that is anything depending upon your views. You take it any way you want. But the other thing I wanted to talk about here, and it took me a while to actually read up on this whole Occupy Wall Street thing. Now, a lot of people don't know what I'm talking about, and even I'm not clear myself. A group of people in New York City taking to the street, basically planted themselves in front of Wall Street, in front of the New York Stock Exchange, in front of the headquarters for most of the major banks, and they're just venting their frustration to see the absolute inanity of it all, which is how the banks are basically raping everybody up the ass. You know the story by now. Bank of America is charging their customers who use a debit card, they're charging them $5 a month. No matter how many times you're using the debit card, they charge $5 a month. And this has got people set up. And I do full disclosure. I have a Bank of America card myself. Don't ask me how I have it, but and the only thing I ever used it for is to get a little money out of the ATM machine. And how does Bank of America reward me? They slap a charge on. I said, look, the $1.50 charge for using an ATM machine, at my local bank, I understand that. I get that part. I don't have a problem with that. It's the $11.50 that Bank of America slaps on my ass for using their card at a non-Bank of America ATM machine. I get penalized for that. Well, the closest Bank of America ATM machine is in the southern part of the county where I live. I live toward the northern part. So in other words, the nearest Bank of America ATM machine is like 20 miles to the south of where I live. And I don't have a car, so what purpose would serve me to drive down there or even hitchhike down there just to avoid a fee of $11.50 for using a Bank of America card at a non-Bank of America ATM machine. Yeah, that's why I say I have sympathy for these Occupy Wall Street people. I have empathy for them. I get their point. I wasn't sure before, but after I read up on this, I get it. I truly do. I mean, basically what you have with this Occupy Wall Street thing, it's taking the teabagging fascist movement ass backwards. This is the other end of the political and socioeconomic spectrum. You got people that are pissed off not only at the banks, not only at the stock exchange. This just goes back years. This goes back 3 years. It goes back to George Bush Jr. deciding he was going to go. He just turned a blind eye and decided to let Lehman Brothers and Bank of America and Merrill Lynch and Wachovia, GM, Chrysler. I'm sure I'm missing a few others here, but you remember the whole bit back toward the end of '08 where they all decided, they all went bankrupt or damn near bankrupt. And what does George Bush Jr. decide? Oh, we're just going to go ahead and bail them out. Yeah. And went over well, remember? Why do you think the teabagging fascist movement started? It started because of that, more or less. So now you have it at the other end of the spectrum, where you got everybody pissed off. It's not just you're pissed off at the banks, you're pissed off at the automakers, you're pissed off at both houses of Congress and both parties and Barack Obama and all of this. It's people are pissed. And they have a right to be pissed. I put it this way. I mean, even my own financial straits, if you want to call it that, I'm not going to go that far public with it, but it's like I said, I emphasize what the Occupy Wall Street people, and by the way, it's not just New York City, they do it like St. Louis, DC, so it's all most major American cities that are doing this, and it's all peaceful. And nobody's causing trouble here. It's just, okay, you're there on the streets, you're being peaceful about it. You're not interfering with, the everyday flow that's going on of people going to the brokerage houses and shit. You're not interfering with that. Unfortunately, it was troubling. I think it was the other night. This is Friday, so I think it was like Wednesday night I saw this. Or Monday night. No, it was Wednesday night. Where they had the reports where the NYPD decided, to start beating a few heads. They arrested like 20 of these Occupy Wall Street protesters. For just, I don't know, nothing. I don't know. But the point to it is, this country's fucked. I wrote a piece there on a WordPress blog I have. I'm not going to give it here, but I wrote a piece on it just a moment ago before I came on here. It basically said the same thing I'm telling all of you right now. This country's fucked. Oh, one thing. I'll close this thing out because I'm going to start to run short here. Anybody thinks you're going to buy into this bullshit of Sarah Palin bowing out of the presidential race? It's bullshit. These teabagging fascists want to mount a third-party challenge, and guess who's going to be heading it up? Yeah, Mama Grizzly. It took me a while to try to figure out why this cunt scares America and scares me. So I figured it out. Forget the Tina Fey impersonation. That's not even close. You take the glasses off this cunt, and who does she really remind you of? Dawn Wells. Marianne of Gilligan's Island fame. Her. That's the frightening part. You think I'm kidding? Go find out where you were on Gilligan's Island and then start thinking to yourself. Make the comparisons, people. You'll see I'm right. It's frightening as shit. We're about to be bullshitted by a castaway, more or less. But I'm telling you, folks, and you can hear it right here, and I don't give a fuck who knows it, and I don't give a fuck what you think about it. There's going to be a third-party challenge mounted next year for the presidential race. There's going to be a third-party candidacy. Somebody's going to do this. It's going to be one of these teabagging fascists. And the reason why they'll do it is because they're dissatisfied with what the Republican Party's doing right now. You go look at them. There ain't a goddamn one of them that's qualified for the presidency. None of them. I'm going to be honest. Everybody rails about a nigger in the White House. Guess what? There's this guy, Herman Cain, who was like the CEO of Godfather's Pizza. You want to have a Republican nigger in the White House? I don't think so. Ain't going to work, people. Ain't going to work. I don't care. I said I'll leave this thing open to comments. I don't give a fuck what any of you think. I'm telling you the truth right now. This country's fucked, and you let it happen. Because you keep putting the same bullshit artist in, the federal, state, local levels. You just keep getting bullshitted. And you're too goddamn stupid to realize it. That's all I'm going to say here, folks. That's all I'm going to say. I think I've made my point here. So, on that note, I should shut this thing down for the weekend, for what it's worth. So, as always, I get to say adios, motherfuckers. Enjoy your weekend, or make an attempt to enjoy your weekend. Rock the red. As I said, calf season starts tomorrow night, so rock the red, everybody. And I will see you when I get around to doing another one of these videos. So, adios, and that's all there is to it.